Now I'm gonna go all the way back, both YouTube and I gotta leave some noise on because my brother's supposed to be coming, and I gotta hear his when he called, so I can let him in. Then I can mute all the little noises you're gonna hear when I get messages, and every time y'all share or send. That's all right though. We'll get through it. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and share if you want to. Just put it on Facebook for your boy, if you can. Let the people know we live. As promised to Facebook, right? I'm gonna be on YouTube. Now, 9 ether is why you see 9 tails, Super Saiyan 9. Okay? And the God gene, substance for faith, is the substance of things hoped for. Evidence of things not seen. For by it we know that the Most High created the worlds, which is the heavens, different dimensions. You heard? Androids are the machines of the Matrix, Terminator. So the lady Sophia has written in her book, and others created a movie. Now, you are living that book. You have always been that book. And the God gene has always been versus as machines and ugly, troll-like monsters created by the machine. Remember this? Years ago, I said, watch these things evolve. Remember? A little basic, little AI. Okay. Remember? Yeah. We say DARPA was making machines like this. Yeah, remember this? They're like, oh, no harm, no foul. That's what they wanted to show us, but not the real deal. Remember that? Uh-oh. Right? Then y'all remember, I recorded, I went to what I thought was a kid's bowling alley. Next thing I started seeing the Return of Jedi, what's that thing? The little robot thing? Him. Y'all help me out, man. What's that thing name, man? They look like a trash can. All right, that thing. And they look just like that. And will run your ass over, too. And they were heavy. Remember, I was like, watch this. Let me see if it move out the way. Man, that thing would have broke my leg if I didn't move out the way. Then I went in the kitchen and I went and looked and I saw robot arms making the pizza and stuff. I was like, oh my God, where's the humans at, yo? All jokes aside now. I'm going back in the time, brothers and sisters, okay? Because, what is this?
Forget chess. Who wants to see a human take on a robot in boxing? Although this is just a test for a new set of arms, because they are trying out the robot's speed and power, I wouldn't put on the gloves myself. At least the robot is wearing them too. Now, to be honest, all is not as it seems. Nadia the robot is not in control. Standing a few feet away is her handlers using remote controls to perform her every thrust and punch. So the issue isn't, can you trust the robot? It's, can you trust your human colleagues? Accidents happen, and those fists look like they can pack a wallop. For creators IHMC Robotics, the idea is to create hydraulic robot avatars that match average humans in size, weight, speed, and motion.
Now, right? Look like the last one, right? Explain this then. Explain this now.
Game on. Your weapon, sir. Thank you, steward. Fire in the hole.
That's a big difference.
I'm alive. Awesome.
Bulletproof robot.
Way to go. We did it, Stuart.
That's a big difference in what the hell we just saw, huh? What about this one?
Crave a texture adventure? Tender and crunchy.
That's where we are today.
Dog chow, tender and crunchy.
Welcome back, friends. This is Solomon Jagwe. I'm back with another quick insight. This
That's
is the
quick,
first video
in
that
real
I've seen
time?
of a beta tester.
That's
that
like
released
Bruce Lee
something that's
versus Jet Li.
incredible. This is amazing. No mocap suit was used, and this robot is was just plugged in like a one-click replace. SSK, share this on their YouTube
Two
channel,
people.
and I'll put the link to their channel in the description of this video. But this is amazing. What a dynamics! I can't wait to get my
Yeah, you
beta
threw that
testing
in?
done. This
Wow.
is incredible.
I know he was hurt.
Look at that,
What?
right?
I know he was hurt from
This
that
is,
throw.
I mean, no mocap suit.
He landed on his head.
This is just tracking another actor and then replacing it instantly.
Yo, it's so
with a
fast
3D
to make the
model, and
camera
look at that,
blurry.
and you're able to download the mocap file by itself. Oh my gosh, this is gonna change everything we know, the way we know animation as we.
Now, why is that important? Because Rashawn Jamal told us years ago something about the NBA.
You here with him, you know what I'm saying? You what's up? You wide, you what's up? But you can touch him though, you know what I'm saying? You like this with him, you know what I'm saying? Like Gary Payton there, Patrick Beverly, you all up under him. He up here with it. He in a triple threat up here. He gotta look down at you because you niggas know how you motherfucker be thirsty to D you up, don't you? Nigga be all up under you. You feel me? That's how you used to compete. You can't do that no more. You touch a nigga, they blowing whistles, he's at the line shooting three. Fuck you, fuck two, he shooting three. Fuck is you talking about? It's a flagrant and one. He ain't getting the ball back. Why? Because the robots is fragile as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand that. I'll be y'all laughing. See, y'all be making niggas think I'm lying because y'all start laughing. Because y'all know I ain't got no sense. Y'all know I ain't got no, why is y'all laughing? Y'all know I ain't got no sense. We family. You feel me? I'm that cousin at the reunion that you already know I ain't got no sense. So I don't even know why y'all even listen to me right now. Why ain't y'all asleep? You know, y'all up so fucking I'm up. You get what I'm saying? That's how that shit go. But I'm keeping it real over rich. Like you can't even get up on him no more. Why? Right? Because the NBA know, hey, we make more money when it's less physicality in the fucking game. But this is why the three-point shot became popular all of a sudden. They made it popular. We need a reason for these niggas not to go to the cup like that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no going to the hole strong. Them days over with. You know what I'm saying? When the nigga do go strong, he gone. Niggas, look at AD. Look at AD. He from my city. Nigga can't stay healthy. You feel me? Like, come on, man. Niggas get sprained ankles in the NBA and they out for years now. You getting $1 million. Niggas paying you $30 million this year. You got a sprained ankle, so you gone for the whole season, nigga, like 4 months. You was just gone 5 before that. You only back 15 games. Like, people don't think about shit like that. And that's all.
Hey, those were the robots that were simple. You know what I'm saying? They done evolved now to look like you and me. You even touch them, you don't feel the metal substance. Terminator shows you that.
Curry be shooting. You think a regular person could shoot the ball like that? I ain't talking about no regular square up J. That was Ray Allen days, nigga. Yeah. I'm talking about the ones where he gonna throw them bitches up and look the other way on your ass and the bitches still go in. You should have known. Y'all should have known then. Niggas ain't question nothing. You know what I'm saying? Niggas believe everything they see on TV. Come on, man. Some of them shots you should have. They was a dead giveaway. You should have. Hold on. What the fuck? Hell no. They ain't know how the fuck he hit that. You see what I'm saying? Nigga, we hoop every day now. We hoop every day now. See what I'm saying? It's magnets in the basketball and magnets in the rim. That's how we throw that bitch up. It's a magnet in the ball, so the rim is pulling the ball to the rim. Then it's a magnet in the rim. You know what I'm saying? They do all this because they wanted to extend the three-point line. Why? Because it all started with Jordan. This is why Jordan is considered the GOAT. The Illuminati named Jordan the GOAT. You know why? Because Jordan is not a robot. They started rigging the NBA. They started rigging the NBA after the last Lakers win, when Kobe and Shaq won that last title. Why do you think Kobe wanted to win without Shaq? Because he wanted to win without a major robot. They using different robots. See, they got regular robots in the NBA. Then you got your clones and the niggas that was real people. Then they get signed to the NBA and they kill them, clone them, and replace them, and then they just let them niggas ride the bench because they wasn't chosen. Why you think so many niggas come out of college? Nigga averaged 45. Adam Morrison. They went to Gonzaga. Was averaging like 40 a game in college. Then get to the NBA. All of a sudden, he just trash. Niggas become a bust. That's because they don't sell out. They don't buy in. They don't do the blood sacrifice. They don't do the blood sacrifice. They snatch them out they glow. Boy, LeBron the devil, boy. That boy the real life devil, boy. Niggas don't know. He with the boule. I got a whole video coming up on LeBron. Check his chest tattoo. That's all you need to see. That's another video. But he comes up today because he plays a major role. It started with Jordan. It all started with Michael Jordan, y'all. Michael Jordan came to the NBA in '84. He was a regular person and they couldn't do nothing with him. He tapped into his guy D8. He was out there fucking them robots up. He wasn't supposed to do none of what he did. Why do you think in night, like when he won, like for example, like everything Jordan was doing, he wasn't supposed to do. People didn't know because people was so far behind. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have a clue what was going on. You thinking them regular niggas out there, Magic Johnson, underneath them niggas, regular niggas. Hell no, them niggas robots, and it was already staged and it was about money. He out there busting them niggas' ass. He gave Larry Bird motherfucker 63 at the Garden, nigga. They was like, hold on. Larry Bird was like, hold on, nigga. That's, see what I'm saying? Larry Bird a mock robot. Sent that. Hey, hold on. How the fuck he doing this? Because if you know anything about Jordan when he came out of college, he wasn't like the man. Yeah, he went number 3, but nigga, he wasn't the man. He wasn't better than Sam Bowie. He wasn't better than motherfucking James Worthy and considered better than them niggas. Kenny, even though he wasn't. Nigga better go do the story, read Jordan's story again, nigga. He worked hard every year and got better and better and better and better and better and better. His work ethic. And then he playing against fucking robots. He a regular person playing against robots. Busting their ass. When he won them championships in the 90s, he was not supposed to win them. That's why they killed this daddy. He wasn't supposed to win against the Pistons. He wasn't supposed to short Magic Johnson in 91. Magic's supposed to win that title. Mike went there and stole that bitch against robots, man. That's how athletic he is. So they made Mike pay for it by killing his daddy. That shit Mike the fuck up. After that, Mike fell back. They hit him with the gambling. No, first they hit Mike with the gambling media hoax. Made it sound like he got caught up in gambling. Then they hit him when and killed his daddy. Then they made his ass play baseball for 2 years. Nigga, you think he wanted to play baseball? Nigga, they made him do that, nigga. Mike shut the fuck up. Mike been quiet since. Why you think you'll see Jordan in public like that? And then the only next 2 players that came that was real people after Jordan was Allen Iverson and Bryant. All right? Now, Kobe Bryant died, Jordan was crying like that. Nobody asked like, damn, why is Jordan crying so hard? Yeah, he Kobe, but damn, Mike. Nobody put 2 and 2 together. All right? Now, the next person that was a real person was Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was the last real motherfucker to come in the NBA. Well, Derrick Rose, Kyrie, and Durant. All right? Now, what they doing to Kyrie, MK Ultra, and Durant, they taking him through the same ritual they took Derrick Rose through right now. Jordan was the first real person. Then Iverson and Kobe, they came out in 96. Then Derrick Rose. Then Kyrie, then Durant. Facts. Now, everybody else, robots right now in the game. If I ain't said their name, they robots. They Mach 5s, Mach 3s, Mach 4s, or they flat out synthetic clones. Still robots because all the athletes have a robotic mechanism to them that makes them more, say, appear athletic so they can flow up and down, move up and down. Simulate what we naturally can do anyway. You know what I'm saying? So this is why it seems unbelievable to you because you go and play basketball every day. You feel me? You play basketball every day. You see niggas that can dunk. You know niggas that can shoot and cross. So you like, hold on, they gotta be real. No, them robots are simulating what we can naturally do. Why you think of so many good players that never made it to the NBA? You know how many people I know that got game and never made it, got to the NBA, didn't get a college scholarship in every neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with your talent. It was all about who's willing to sacrifice. All right. So now that leads me to Derrick Rose. You know what I'm saying? Derrick Rose, man, is from Chicago. All right. He's the fourth real person to ever play in the NBA behind Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, and Michael Jordan. So now that brings us to Derrick Rose. Okay, so when it comes to the NBA, a lot of people fail to realize that every player in the NBA, majority of your players in the NBA, all right, they either get cloned and replaced, or they are flat out Mach 5 robots, synthetic robots. Now, synthetic is the key word. So what are your synthetics? Synthetics mean these robots are advanced. They have skin, they breathe in and out, they get tired, they can sweat, they have pores, they have penises, they have vaginas. Their penis can get hard, their vagina can get wet, they can have kids, they can adjust. This is why they are Mach 5 robots. Mach 1s were not the best. That's why they kept increasing. Mach 1, then Mach 2, Mach 3, Mach 4, Mach 5. They even got underground trains in these cities that take you from fucking China to over here like in a snap. These are your Mach 5 trains. Facts. Like, the NBA has only ever had 4 real, if you want to call them like real people that ever play in it. Michael Jordan. This is why he's considered the greatest player of all time, because he was an actual person, not a robot, not a Mach 5 robot. Kobe Bryant. Allen Iverson. Right? Kobe Bryant. This is why they had to kill him. This is why the pharmaceutical companies was trying to use his name, Mamba. All right? Period. Allen Iverson. This is why when Iverson was in the NBA, he never left that hood stigma. Like I say, most of the NBA stars, this is not like putting down my species, but most black people come out the hood. It is what it is. So coming out the hood, we come with a hood, which I would call, we speak Ebonics. So we come with we dress urban in an urban attire. You know, that's what y'all call it, right? But notice, like most NBA players, they come in, niggas got suits on, niggas' shoulders is high, niggas got their glad. Who get money and do that? If you go get your money, you still gonna stay the same in that format of your fashion. You know what I'm saying? Iverson, notice the way he dressed. Iverson was the one that made all the tattoos over the body cool. Robots. Bill Russell, all them in them 60s, robots. 50s, robots.
Even in your entertainment, y'all have all said it. You all witnessing it. And I showed you how far we come from an advance. Now, if you thought it was a game.
This robot is incredibly intelligent. It can compete in table tennis against humans with exceptional defensive and offensive capabilities. What do you think the value of this robot is?
Oh. Nicer Ballwechsel jetzt hier.
Got him.
Der kommt auch noch. Piorette von Pidus. Und jetzt geht's von neu los.
This robot is incredibly intelligent.
They can be beat. See? One human just whooped his ass in pinball. Now let's bring up, before I bring up the accusations and show you the androids in real time, now that we know. See, we were looking at a blind eye. Your football, all that, right? All right, let's show you your God.
People are dumping their
I got to show you your God gene
$100 pressure washers for this $50 tool. The results speak for themselves. There's a new break.
You're moving around. Okay, we start from this position. I'm going to come in with a back fist. The minute you get into the feel this energy here, you usually line over here, and you just come back up again with a knee and then a headbutt. All I want you to do is hit with the inner elbow. Now, a little.
This is why we got rid of analog recording. Look at that. That's his aura. If you take your hands and you don't really touch them, but you keep them close apart, it'll start making electrical pulse, and you'll feel it. They call it making a spirit ball. And if you've been in church like me, the pastor didn't feel this. You think the nigga funny and shit, but if he's the real deal, you're going to feel that hot fireball hit your ass. All right, I know it, because I was in disbelief. I'm saying, till the real deal hit me. I was like, oh no, this guy got something. So I want to show you why they after you. Now, this is a white man for my Hebrews. I told you, you melanin. You or your aura, or melanin, or rup. That's how we're supposed to say it. EU is AU. It's the same thing, man. So watch this stuff spill off of them.
Okay. The body mechanics, just give a little bump with it. Okay, so what I want you to do, you load.
See if I can catch it.
Up from here. So when we hit.
All right, there go a red spot, a green spot, even green aura coming off the guy. See if we can catch some more.
Where we go. Well, the minute the head is on its recoil out, that's when it catches to the elbow. So back again to the.
This shit's so fast, y'all.
Head. Okay, so all I want you to do is jab. You take it.
All right, look at that. How they merge together and disappear. That's him going into his God substance. See? It looked like, holy shit, where's his arms and shit? It looked like snakes wrapped up together. But that's not the case. See what I'm saying? That's how Jordan's arm looked like it extended. It was a God gene. It was the angelic. Through him, reached out, grabbed the ball, bam! They calling it alien. This man doing the same thing. It even affects his face. Look. I showed this yesterday. His face shape shifted, but it don't look like a monster. Like the monsters we were looking at yesterday. No. It looks like a, what? Like one of the mythological gods. Look at the hair. Even his hair expanded. That's not what he really looks like. How does one touch from one person to the next spark energy like that? Look, it even affected and shape-shifted everybody else. That's not a camera trick because we're looking from a VCR analog. You can't blueprint, what do you call it? You can't CGI goddamn analog.
Here, bam, bam, here, headbutt knee, or take.
I'm trying to catch some more colors for you.
Yeah, to answer your question, how to get that energy, how to feel when to do what lock, is to go back to an energy drill. So one of our basic energy drills is Kuba.
See? Blue, green, aura just spilling off this guy. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that.
Wrist lock.
Look at that.
Wrist lock's right here.
Look at that.
Somebody said downward elbow, it's a downward elbow.
Look at that.
Okay, I'm gonna say upward elbow.
Just spilling off the cat, man. Look, green. Raphael, these are angels, these are spirits. See? That's why we went digital. Because the way we record now, back then, you couldn't hide. You could see when a nigga shapeshift. A nigga didn't even know he was God body gene, and we call that translucent. All that's going on, and it's still going on today. But because of, look, stuff in his head, he's transforming. That's your energy, man. Not your devil.
Looks upward elbow lock. So whatever lock you want to do from this position, you can get in there. All your locks are done out of Kuba. It's just a matter of feeling the energy. I can do everything on the left side.
See, you keep
exact same locks again.
Feeling the energy. Feeling this. This is martial arts. Look, right there. More colors. Protectors.
Okay, so when you feel the energy out of the Kuba, then.
So, now I done showed you that. Let me fast forward and let you catch him by himself. Look at that. 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 Yellow, blue, just spilling off the boy. Look at that. That's the pi symbol. The resh in Hebrew. The head. See? Spilling off that cat, man. Ain't even touching nothing. But when? And yellow and blue is coming off of it. That's auras, baby. That's what the robots can't do. The androids. All right, remember this?
Around the issue would be helpful.
97.
We therefore recommend that the current moratorium on attempts to create children in this manner be continued, and that you immediately ask for voluntary compliance in the private sector, while federal legislation, carefully crafted and with appropriate sunset provisions, banning the use of these techniques for creating children, is formulated and considered.
Now, they told you that they're doing the dire wolf and all of that. When? When we got you in 97 telling them, the sectors, not commanding them, please stop. like they're not gonna stop because you said please.
I'd also like to thank Secretary
Let's just keep it
Shalala
real.
and Dr. Varmus for being here today, along with the President's Advisor on Science and Technology, Dr. Jack Gibbons. And I thank Congressman Brown and Congresswoman Morella for being here and for their interest in this important issue.
See if I can make it better for y'all.
But mostly, let me say again, I am profoundly grateful to the National Bioethics Advisory Commission and to Dr. Harold Shapiro for preparing this report on a difficult topic in a short period of time, requiring an extensive inquiry. Your commitment and your courage in breaking new ground in policy is deeply appreciated. As the Vice President has said, and all of us know, we live in an era of breathtaking scientific discovery. More and more, our future in the world depends upon advances in science and technology, and more, the scientific community will influence the course of the future and the lives that our children will lead in the new century that is upon us.
They got Nimrod, right?
As I said in
his
my address at Morgan State University last month, our scientific explorations must be guided by our commitment to human values, to the good of society, to our basic sense of right and wrong. Nothing makes the necessity of that moral obligation more clear than the troubling possibility that these new animal cloning techniques could be used to create a child. That is why I acted in March to ban the use of federal funds for cloning human beings and to urge the private sector to observe the ban voluntarily while we initiate.
Pause. Who's Gilgamesh and Nimrod again? Which his wife said that's her descendant. She went and stole from Iraq. Right now is the war about. And them Stargates. Something that happened, god dang, how many years ago? You gonna tell me you're not on the loop? You gonna sit and tell me that, well, how we went from Al-Qaeda, war on terrorism, ISIS. That's the same shit. Iraq. Stop playing with me. Enlil and Inky. All right, wake up. Almost slipped. Wake up. Wake the F up, damn it. All right. Let's think about this. 1988, 12 years, 2000, they were worried about a 01 computer bit code. Why? Oh, you plugged this up into something like the Ghostbuster machine. You keep bringing up the Ghostbusters, songs, movies. Like, nigga, I'm not stupid, okay? Like, I don't belong to this earth. I keep telling you people that. So I can't be caught in a time loop when I wake the F up. I'll be like, wait a minute, God. What the hell is going on around here, man? Why I keep seeing things looping every 12 years? In between these 12 years, we have 1997, 3 years before the Y2K. Y'all remember the Y2K? Are you old enough, like the guys say, remember the Y2K? Now, people being born. But if you can control the stars by manipulating the mind of frequencies through tones, then you can go 12 years back. So apparently, as we go forward in the correct manner, there are those that keep going 12 years back, but they still stuck in the 80s. But to us, it's just the remake of the reset of the 12 years, whatever they did with their machines of CERN. We discern. To have spiritual discernment, you break the arm of the CERN machine. That's no control over you. That's why they try to get rid of us, shut us up, whatever. Because that power, by us saying, what the hell time are y'all on? Didn't you remember this? And then as soon as we speak that, though they wipe that out, that person's memory, you did not take the essence of the spirit out. And when we breathe back to what was snatched out of you, memory comes right back. Oh yeah, what the hell was wrong with me? You're gonna tell me spiritual possessment is not real? Hypnosis, to be put under a possessment of spells cast upon you. Courts call you and they say summon you to court. Nigga, I ain't no demon. You summon wickedness. You don't summon me. So already I'm not showing up. If you want me, come get me, because that's what you do. But to request summon and make me sign a bunch of crap now I'm in trouble for, the devil is a lie. Said, you hypocritical nigga. So, They know who and who not to mess with. The same way they summon you to court is the same exact way they call you for jury duty.
Initiated a national dialogue on the risks and the responsibilities of such a possibility, and why I asked this commission to issue this report. For 3 months, the commission has rigorously explored the scientific, moral, and spiritual dimensions of human cloning. It's talked to leading scientists and religious leaders, to philosophers and families, to patient advocates, and to the general public. From many opinions and beliefs, as Dr. Shapiro said, one unanimous conclusion has emerged. Attempting to clone a human being is unacceptably dangerous to the child and morally unacceptable to our society. I believe strongly that this conclusion reflects a national consensus, and I believe personally that it is the right thing to do. Today, I am sending legislation to the Congress that prohibits anyone in either public or private sectors from using these techniques to create a child. Until the day I sign the legislation into law, the ban on federal funding I declared in March will remain in effect. And once again, I call upon the private sector to refrain voluntarily from using this technology to attempt to clone a human being. I want to make clear that there is nothing inherently immoral or wrong with these new techniques used for proper purposes. In fact, they hold the promise of revolutionary new medical treatments and life-saving cures to diseases like cystic fibrosis, diabetes, and cancer, better crops and stronger livestock.
Said in 97, yet today you still fall subject to them. Let's keep going.
This legislation, therefore, will not prohibit the use of these techniques to clone DNA in cells, and it will not ban the cloning of animals. What the legislation will do is to reaffirm our most cherished belief about the miracle of human life and the God-given individuality each person possesses. It will ensure that we do not fall prey to the temptation to replicate ourselves at the expense of those beliefs and the lives of innocent children we would produce. Finally, the legislation will ensure that we continue the national dialogue we began 3 months ago.
Now, this is like the Pharisees and the scribes who don't follow their own doctrine. You see, I talk about the concern of children, but you and your wife is caught up in the pedophilia. We didn't forget that, though you try to wipe it out of our memory. See, that's your biblical process. In your time, these your leaders looking like the fake niggas you read about in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Super exceed them niggas. That's what he said. Pass the gatekeepers, baby. Because they don't live by what they teach, huh? How we missed it. Sorcery, baby. By them. Their tools, their little Ghostbuster machines I'm telling you about right now. Niggas think I'm crazy. All right. Because when you get swallowed up, and it's your family, you ain't going to be able to lie and say you weren't told. Let's get back to Jamal. Rashad, real time,
Deep Eddy
real
vodka. Handcrafted with real fruit.
Y'all gave us the run for our money. Yeah. All right, take care. Thank you. Work on that golf game of yours.
Jordan's interactions with Larry Bird often carried a bittersweet tone. Frustration from losing to him on the court, but deep respect for his greatness. Off the court, he was more cordial, even inviting Bird to rounds of golf, perhaps one of the few places he could actually beat him. At times, though, Jordan's frustration was more apparent. He didn't shy away from calling out Bird's physical and relentless style of play, even labeling him as dirty at times.
So he's a tough, hard player that you actually, you get angry at sometimes.
Everybody does. I mean, it's a common thing. If you had 273 professional athletes here, professional basketball player, and you say who's the 30th player in the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I say 95% I say like Lambeer or Larry Bird.
Really?
Yeah.
Jordan's comment is interesting, considering very few players have ever accused Larry Bird of being dirty. Maybe Bird took a more aggressive approach specifically to gain an edge over Jordan. Or perhaps Jordan was simply exaggerating to justify his struggles against him. On the other hand, Jordan's former teammate, Dennis Rodman, had a very different take on Bird. Rodman once claimed that Bird wouldn't succeed in today's NBA, even suggesting he'd be better suited for European basketball. The intent behind Rodman's statement remains unclear, leaving many to wonder exactly what he meant.
Okay, I'll put it this way. If Larry Bird played in this era, I think he'd be in Europe. So I'm just letting you know, man. Really, like I said, I'm just saying he'd be somewhere over there. Because I think his game was fit for Boston at that time in the '80s and stuff like that. But today's world, oh hell no.
Rodman may have held some lingering frustration toward Bird, as the two had their fair share of intense battles on the court. Often assigned to guard Bird, Rodman experienced firsthand how relentless he was, scoring with ease and backing it up with constant trash talk. During this era, Rodman's teammate Isaiah Thomas shared an interesting story about Bird's competitive mindset. According to Thomas, Bird once took offense when the Pistons assigned a white defender to guard him, as white players at the time were often unfairly stereotyped.
I can tell the difference between those with the God gene from those
wouldn't
not.
be enough to slow him down, which ultimately led Detroit to put Rodman on him as a more physical defensive matchup.
He said, "Hey man, you can't put no white dude on me. That is straight disrespect, right?" He said, "Don't put no white dude on me." So check this out. So the next year we come back, I said, "I got somebody for your ass, right?" Yeah. He said, "Who you got?" I said, "Rodman." He said, "Okay, he's a little better." He said, "But don't ever put no white dude on me because that is disrespectful."
Larry Bird was a relentless trash talker, but what made him unique was his ability to make it humorous. His confidence and wit often made even his opponents laugh, like the irony of him complaining about white defenders when he himself was white. Bird's race was also a notable part of his superstardom, largely because of his iconic rivalry with Magic Johnson. The NBA leaned into their contrasting backgrounds, using their differences to fuel one of the greatest rivalries in sports history. In many ways, it's impossible to talk about Bird without mentioning Magic. Despite their years of fierce competition, Magic Johnson has nothing but the highest praise for Bird today. Looking back, he appreciates their rivalry, recognizing that it pushed him to become a better player. From the very beginning, Magic always felt like he was chasing Bird's level, a challenge that defined both of their legendary careers.
See, nobody was dunking like that back then.
Because I had somebody to measure myself to,
right. Other than Dr. J.
Hey, okay, he's great. I can't let him get too far ahead of me. I got to work hard because I want to stay in.
How was you guys' relationship? How would you describe your relationship? Obviously, you beat him in the finals in '79, but how was your relationship once you got to the NBA? Because I think the thing was, he was Rookie of the Year. I think you got like 1 or 2 votes.
That's all.
The Rookie of the Year race between Larry Bird and Magic Johnson wasn't even close. Bird won in a landslide. Even decades later, Magic admits that loss still stings, but instead of dwelling on it, he used it as motivation to reach Bird's level of greatness. As for how Bird's game would translate to today's NBA, many believe his skills would still hold up well. In fact, Gilbert Arenas has even stated that he would pick Bird to beat LeBron James in a one-on-one matchup, a testament to Bird's legendary skill set.
Larry Bird would probably beat LeBron one-on-one.
Really? Larry Bird would beat LeBron James one-on-one.
Because one-on-one, it takes away from everything LeBron has, right? His physical strength, his speed, right? And, all that power he has going. Well, in one-on-one, you're talking about 1-2 dribbles. That's not his
corners.
Yeah, that's not his game. That's Larry's whole game.
For a first-hand perspective on Larry Bird, his former teammate Danny Ainge offers valuable insight. Having witnessed Bird's greatness up close, Danny recalls one thing above all: his unshakable confidence. Bird believed in his abilities so much that he would toy with defenders, telling them exactly what he was about to do, then doing it anyway. No matter how they tried to adjust, they simply couldn't stop him.
Hi, my name is Alina, and I would like you to give you a few reasons why you should consider dating a young slave.
They tried to adjust, they simply couldn't stop him.
I always consider myself a confident player, but, Larry was an entirely different level. There's so many stories I have about just him taking games over and, we coach you call a play and he's not running the play. It's just, okay, he's just going to take it and score. But he just had so much belief in himself, and he could get a shot, with double teams at the end of games. Teams knew what we were running, and he'd still get a quality look off it.
The brilliance of Larry Bird's game went beyond the obvious, and many casual viewers may not fully appreciate the small details that made him so dominant. Even Kobe Bryant, a relentless student of the game, struggled to understand what made Bird so difficult to defend. Curious, Kobe went straight to the source, asking Lakers legends from the Showtime era what made Bird so special. From an outsider's perspective, Bird didn't appear particularly fast or athletic, yet he was an unstoppable offensive force. There had to be more to his game than met the eye.
You know, Bird tough to defend. Why? Because you look slow as shit to me. So like, I'm missing something. So like, tell me what I'm missing. You know what I mean? And so I would always ask questions and try to learn as much as I could. Right? No? I was a different generation. You guys probably never even seen Larry Bird play, which is
just
how
not
many
that.
have seen Larry Bird play?
Hey, everybody's seen Larry Bird play.
That's not a high enough percentage. We got some work to do.
After studying Larry Bird's game, Kobe Bryant became one of his biggest advocates, urging more people to watch and appreciate his greatness. Through his own research and conversations with NBA legends, Kobe gained a deeper understanding of what made Bird so special. He believed the younger generation should follow that same path, learning from the legends of the past to truly understand the game. One of those legends is Byron Scott, who battled Bird in multiple NBA finals as part of the Showtime Lakers. Scott shared a story about Bird's legendary mind games and trash talk, delivered with an almost unsettling calmness.
So you've seen that, right? Now, skip a little bit.
To stop him. It had to be demoralizing, especially for Byron Scott and the Showtime Lakers, who faced Bird multiple times on the NBA's biggest stage. But while his opponents endured the frustration, Bird's teammates got a front row seat to the show, often leading to dominant victories. Bill Walton recalls what he considers Bird's greatest game, which came in the NBA Finals against the Houston Rockets. On that night, Bird stepped out of his usual calm and collected demeanor to fire up his teammates in the locker room. They needed a win, and Walton could sense something different about Bird that day.
Larry went out and just played his self-proclaimed greatest game that he ever played. And it was spectacular because in a game of a lot of winners of the genetic lottery. I mean, you had Akeem, you had Ralph, who were just brilliant, just getting started in their careers. You had Kevin McHale, you had the Chief, and here was Larry. Larry got every rebound. Larry made every steal. He made every pass. He just literally did everything and made the rest of the world seem inconsequential. Larry Bird, the greatest player I ever played with, by far.
This story perfectly illustrates what sets Larry Bird apart from other NBA greats. His game wasn't just about skill. It was his intangibles, his relentless drive, and his unmatched basketball IQ that made him a true winner. Bill Walton often spoke about players who won the genetic lottery, the biggest, strongest, and most athletic.
How America gonna feel about that?
They'll be all right.
Larry Bird would probably beat LeBron 1-1.
Really? You know, Bird tough to defend. Why? Because you look slow as shit to me. So like,
Now let's
Living with
God
opioid
gene.
addiction can be a struggle. Trapped in a cycle of opioid use, withdrawal, and cravings. Sublocade.
Sucking air.
Let's hear people testify, including Larry.
That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan. Be careful. You never talk to Black Jesus like that.
Like, I literally seen his aura.
I thought Michael Jordan was Jesus Christ.
Wait a minute. Those are grown-ass men who called MJ a god. That's ridiculous, man. But anyway, Michael Jordan is highly regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time. The man, the myth, the legend. These are the crazy moments when Michael Jordan switched to God level. And what he did to the Cavs on March 28, 1990 was nothing short of godly. What seemed to be just another regular season game turned out to be one of the nights of MJ's life as the Chicago Bulls visited the Cleveland Cavaliers. MJ went off right from the get-go and finished with a whopping 69 points. That's right, 69 points in an overtime win versus the Cavs. MJ was all over the place and lit up every single player on the other side as he made it look effortless.
Gets the rebound from behind Nance. Jordan sees how to drive it to get to the foul line. Gets the pick from Purdue from long range. First of the two technicals against Hot Rod Williams. Jordan on clock. Paxson's got trouble. They get it to Jordan. He goes for the three. He gets the three. They take it right to pose. That's what they've done. Price went for the steal. Set his all-time career high scoring record.
Damn, that was hot. But to spice things more, MJ added some salt to the wounds to one particular player who had the misfortune of guarding him, Craig Elo. You know, Michael Jordan is one of the greatest trash talkers of all time, and he didn't let this hot night slip without spitting some words to Elo.
That was in their face,
Saying
man.
things like,
Nigga about to
listen
catch
man,
him.
I'm hitting everything, so I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do this time and see if you can't stop it. You know you can't stop it. You know you can't stop this. You can't guard me. I'm gonna catch it on the left elbow, and then I'm gonna drive to the left to the baseline, and then I'm gonna pull up and shoot my fadeaway. And boy oh boy, was Jordan true to his word. Poor Craig Elo, man. That was rough. MJ added 18 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals to cap off a performance for the ages. But you'd be more amazed by this absurd story by Magic Johnson in Barcelona 1992 Olympics. See, 1992 is an important year in basketball history. This was the first year that USA finally sent NBA players for their basketball team in the Olympics, deciding so after settling for a heartbreaking bronze medal at the 1988 edition of the Olympic Games. And the Americans took it personally as they assembled the greatest team of all time, consisting of the best players in the NBA, plus Christian Laettner, who Magic Johnson hilariously referred to as
The college guy.
You probably don't know him. Sorry, Christian. But anyway, one day, Coach Chuck Daly decided to split the team into 2 teams for their legendary scrimmage. You know, it was actually primarily Team Magic versus Team Michael. Tensions are high as both teams are trying to go at it, but it was more between Magic versus Jordan, proving on who's the king of the NBA. Now, things about to get real because Magic made the biggest mistake of that whole practice by talking shit to Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
I'm gonna really rattle his chain. So I went over there, tapped him on the shoulder, and said, hey man, if you don't turn into Air Jordan, we're gonna blow you out today. Jimmy, his eyes got big. Usually that tongue come about right here, now it's way out. He broke the huddle, he hit a 3 and he's looking at me. So he came down again, hit another 3. Now this is the greatest shot I've seen. He came down the right side, took off. David Robinson took off, and he said, okay, I'm gonna sit here in the air. Because I know David Robinson is gonna go down. So David Robinson went to the ground, he 360, tongue moving, and dunked it.
In a practice game.
In a practice game. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I was just stunned, and all of us were stunned to see him hang in the air that long and 360.
Boy, did Mike make him pay. 360 in game while a 7'1" Robinson takes flight to block you? That's God mode right there. And of course, MJ Squad won that legendary match.
Make your dog a Quattro dog.
But
so angels assist you. It's the only way you could pause in the air while another man is taller than you, could jump higher than you. See? They're telling you. That's why his arms stretched out and caught that ball. You talking about an alien. That's the God gene. Like Yeshua put Peter back on the boat.
it doesn't compare to the time where Michael Jordan caused his rival to question if he was playing MJ or God. My God. On the 20th of April 1986, the Chicago Bulls faced the mighty Boston Celtics in Game 2 of the first round. Mike had just dropped 49 points in a losing effort in Game 1, which shocked the Celtics of his performance given that he was just 15 games in after having almost a career-ending foot injury. Dennis Johnson, the team's best perimeter defender, had to say that Jordan couldn't do that again to them, but soon would have to eat those words. Arguably the greatest performance ever on a basketball court, Michael Jordan dropped 63 points in Game 2 to set the record as the highest scoring playoff performance of all time, a record that today still stands. This performance stands out more because the 1986 Celtics was one of the greatest teams of all time, if not the greatest. They had the 3-time reigning MVP. They were also the #1 defensive team in the league, but they couldn't stop the Michael Jordan force.
Nick is the tempo of the game by the Bulls to try and get some fast breakup against the Celtics Thursday. Jordan trying to fake Bird, can't do it. Come out to meet Jordan. Jordan trying to use his quickness, and it worked the last game. Here he is, the Johnson trying to fight through it on a switch. Bird guards Jordan. And Jordan, one-on-one. They come around. Basket. Michael Jordan has been a sensation. 3 on the shot clock. Jordan, basket, good. Michael Jordan. Jordan goes up to the side and hits. Jordan ties the game. Oh, boy. 63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
MJ was everywhere, and they couldn't find a solution to slow him down from first point to last. The Celtics might have gotten the win, but it was Jordan who set the whole world's attention with a revolutionizing display of athleticism and talent in an era dominated by big men. Larry Bird, Boston's superstar and one of MJ's biggest rivals. As good as he was, knowing he was the best player in the world for 3 straight years, believed he just faced God on the court.
Incredible playoff performance. I've never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
What?
Damn. God disguised as Michael Jordan.
That's God children.
Man, that probably wasn't God called by Jordan. He was just God.
What?
As great as that game was, this moment's probably crazier, as on June 11, 1990.
Words of Rashad Jamal was deeper than anybody could receive, son. But until one can breathe into you that essence, you don't have the wisdom to understand anything. Even when you don't, it's a seed set for you later to get it. How many lives he's touching now? Now they try to lock him up. He's still speaking. Yeah? Got an old lady that back him up and make sure it go down. Can't stop the righteous, no matter how hard you try. That's a God gene in itself.
1997, MJ suffered a flu in the biggest stage of the season, the NBA Finals. But as the title of this video suggests, you know what's gonna happen next. While us mere mortals would probably be at home laying down the bed like a baby watching Netflix when catching a flu, Jordan did the unthinkable. See, Michael Jordan was suffering to flu-like symptoms after eating pizza at 2 a.m. He was found curled up in his room.
That's that Diddy shit. I'm saying poisoning people's food like it's natural.
Due to stomach illness before Game 5 against the Utah Jazz.
Still whooped ass.
It was later found out to be food poisoning, but the symptoms were that of a flu. MJ, despite feeling like crap, dehydrated, and physically weak, went on to play, and he didn't just play. He balled and dominated the Jazz in their own court.
Don't the word of God say, even in your weaknesses? He told Paul that in, 2 Corinthians chapter 12. In your weakness, man, that's when I'm the strongest in you. Don't be prideful.
The crowd into it. And Michael Jordan is back, putting the ball in front. Jordan to the crossover. They turn it around. And finish to Pippen. Shot clock is 5. Russell at the step. Jordan in this game. Jordan fires for yes. The last 6 shots.
You're the guy with the gun, the person who would do anything
There's the
to
proof
protect
in the
the ones you
pudding.
love.
He had
He
was poisoned and still balled.
He scored 38 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals in 44 minutes. That's just 4 minutes shy of completing the game without subbing out, man. More importantly, Jordan willed the Bulls to a comeback victory, showing up when it mattered most with a clutch 15-point burst in the fourth quarter that erased a 77-69 Jazz lead. And oh, did I forget this clutch 3-pointer that gave us this iconic moment?
Double team Scotty down low and leaving Michael Jordan. He knocks down this 3, gives him the huge lead. Michael Jordan sucking air, got the back massage from Scottie Pippen.
Jordan, after the game, said,
It's all about desire. You just gotta come out here and do what you gotta do. We wanted it real bad, and me as a leader, I had to come out and do my best, and way the team could rally around me and come out and make contributions. I was really tired. I was very weak. At halftime, I told Phil that used me in spurts. But, I mean, somehow I found the energy to stay strong. I wanted it really bad.
Man, the mentality, heart, and fighting spirit of this guy is second to none. Even when struck by illness, he turned God mode. Thank goodness he didn't pull a Paul Pierce in the middle of the game. We now saw what an ill Jordan can do, but this one has to be one of the greatest plays of all time. See, Jordan and the Bulls just lost a tough game 1 at home in the 1991 NBA Finals against the Lakers. With Game 2 on the line, they couldn't really afford to lose that game before they head west for Games 3 to 5. But Jordan quickly learned a lesson and put on a show in Game 2. He stuffed the stat sheet with 33 points, 13 assists, and 7 rebounds, but actually, one barely remembers those numbers as MJ shocked the world with the move of the gods.
For 9. The look away to Livingston. Jordan. Spectacular move by Michael Jordan. That's 13 consecutive field goals.
To the Lakers, it's Michael Jordan taking off for the deuce.
Damn, he defied gravity in this one. An iconic move by the most iconic player in history, called by an iconic commentator with an iconic line. It doesn't get better than that. Or probably not, as this next Jordan moment counts as one of the most savage ever. What he did to this dude is just pure madness. And so it was the 1992 NBA Finals. The Bulls just reached the finals once again to defend their throne against the Portland Trail Blazers. Michael Jordan was having the time of his life as the king of the NBA, and that season he solidified that status by winning his 3rd MVP. And rightfully so, he faced the first runner-up in MVP voting in this series, in Clyde Drexler. You know, this series was hyped as MJ and the Glide were the 2 best players in the NBA. Plus, bonus, they played the same position. Comparisons started to arise, and boy was MJ offended.
Me being compared to him, I took offense to that.
When MJ sees the media or anyone messing with him, he's gonna give it to you and rub it to you. One department where Clyde was better than MJ was 3-point shooting, and when asked about it, MJ responded, "Clyde is a better 3-point shooter than I choose to be." Damn, that line is so cold and arrogant that it just made the eventual moment iconic. He had a mission to set the record straight immediately in Game 1. And he did.
Chicago 2. Michael Jordan, Pippen, setting up Jordan, wide open, Blazers get back, Pippen back for Jordan, gets for 3. Top passed it up, and his gut shot. Jordan, Louis Robinson, they match up once again. Here's Jordan.
Choose to be. Then y'all saw he could shoot anywhere. See? It was all about dunking on niggas to show you the God gene. Told you.
To the front. Jordan for 3. Eluding range. Jordan for 3. Yes!
Mike started to rain 3 after 3 after 3 and torched Drexler and the Blazers to send a statement to everyone who's the best. He dropped a record 6 threes and scored a league record 35 points and a half. And to top it all off, this happened.
There's Jordan for 3. Yes! She can say opening, the man steals it and lets us know.
Sheesh! A reaction so cold, a lot of NBA players copied it. Jordan's shrug was a statement, as if to say, don't do this comparison shit again. It was one of those God mode nights that the basketball world will remember forever. What do you guys think of the list? Is there something I missed? Or is MJ God of basketball? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
See? Your enemy will tell you and be at your footstool. See? All the words of what you heard my bro say right here. How you lie? How he lie? How you even try to call him a lie? Then I'll ask you, why ain't the government chasing you, shutting your page down? That would shut up all who telling lies, right? Braka! Shout outs Rashad Jamal for doing your thing in the spirit of the power of the gods. That's who we are. Gods and goddesses, children of the Most High. No need no book. Activate the substance inside of you. You don't know how to do that, then ask the Most High. Braka!